Hi, good morning, everyone. How are you feeling? All right, well, yes, that's what I'm hoping for. So my name is Elaine Wang. I flew all the way from Taiwan to here. So it's flew all the way more than 24 hours. I got like long layover, so I'm a little bit like jet lag still. Apologies if I am a little bit slower than usual, which might be actually good when I'm delivering the talk. So I am the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of Metropolis Global, and also the Chief Business Officer of Crossbar Inc. And here today, I am going to share with you a fully open source semiconductor chip that we have designed and made already, and also have the first use cases to support the crypto community applications such as the hardware crypto wallet. But before I go into that, I want to introduce myself a little bit more so that you have context. It's more about my personal journey to where I am today. So as a Taiwanese citizen, sovereignty is very, very important to me. As a born and raised in a country that was not sovereign, even though we are sovereign in any practical ways, but we're not recognized overall. Even though now we are very powerful and holds that manufacturing capacity of semiconductor chip in hand, but still, my passport, Taiwanese passport, doesn't get me to a lot of places. People still want to see me as a part of China, which I do not like personally. In 2021, in the goal of helping a lot of people who were born and still physically situated in countries that didn't allow them to have financial freedom to trade crypto cross-border, I worked with the Palau government closely, and I created the world's first digital residency program, the Palau Digital Residency. And if many of you know, that's the Palau ID. And with that project, it became very, very successful. Many people all over the world in the crypto community got that ID, and I proudly feel that they are digital Palauan, meaning you have the permanent residency status on the digital space, and that gives you like a layer of protection and immutability for you to actually access financial freedom to trade crypto. And that is my that was kind of an unexpected success, and also made me realize how important it is that people can feel they are in charge of their own fate, their own crypto in hand. That goes to what I wanted to talk about today. Because a lot of us then have our identity on-chain and have our crypto also on the internet, but they are also still controlled by third-party provider, internet and your phones and operating systems and app stores and all that, and your hardware, like the amazing presentation introduced us the importance of the open source hardware and also all the challenges we still yet to overcome. That got me into working with Crossbar, which is a company based in Silicon Valley, USA, but the manufacturing capacities in Taiwan, collaborating with TSMC. So that's what I'm going to talk about. It's not just a plan, not that we want to do it, we have already done it. It's ready in mass production. So I want everyone here to pay attention, because this is something you can buy, and also you can hack around it. You can build all your system on top of it, because we have already done the hard work. All right, so the first problem, as we all know, in blockchain, everybody here, we try to be aiming for a very decentralized and permissionless, trustless authorization and execution. But however, the hardware underneath it doesn't really support it. And funny thing is that we access to a lot of these blockchain community applications through your wallet. Wallet becomes one very centralized gateway to this supposedly very decentralized and free community. So that wallet could be your single point of failure. And that wallet, as of now, does not really represent the values that crypto communities or blockchain community wanted to have. Just like Vitaly said, if it's not your hardware, then it's not your keys and it's not your crypto in the end. So this is a problem. And when people say their hardware is open source, or their hardware wallet, to be exact, is open source, it's not entirely open source. A lot of times they are partially open source, but not all the way down, especially not in the silicon level. And having the semiconductor chip itself to be open source is insanely challenging because all the suppliers, they want to protect their design because it takes a long time, it takes a lot of money to actually design and make a chip. And they don't want people to verify it to find out whether there are potential flaws in it. Because if you find there's design flaws or some sort of flaws, then they have to go back and fix it. That takes them a long time. So it's just not business operational and cost-effective, incentivized enough for them. Also, at the same time, a lot of the chips are off-the-shelf chips. They are made precisely for institutions, your bank, your government, and your insurance company, and all that. And they have all the incentives in the world to actually install backdoor and sidedoor. However, and also at the same time, a lot of them, also a lot of us here, know that open source or the decision to open source your work sometimes means that you have to compromise on some potential revenue streams. For some people, they want to make more money, and they believe open source will not allow them to do that, at least in short term. So with all these reasons blocking in front of the supply chain parties, therefore, most people, almost all companies choose not to open source. Also, some of the certifications of the chip actually require you to be closed source even. So if you want your chip to be certified on certain things, and you actually have to be closed source to be compliant. It's quite odd, but that's the industry standard. So that means in a lot of the hardware project, even though the founders really want to try to make things more secure, more open, available, and verifiable for all of us, they have no choice but to really purchase the commercially off-the-shelf product, chip that made from other parties to do their project. For example, a lot of hardware wallets, they have to collaborate with semiconductor company to buy the chip they already have, because it's really hard and expensive to make a chip, especially open source. Nobody really want to mass produce that, at least before Crossbar. And you are left with no choice but to buy them. It's really not because nobody wants to open source, but you just don't have the choice. You have to buy the chips that's not open. And if you actually purchase those off-the-shelf products, then your wallet system ended up having all sorts of problems. Software wallets, you have dependency on your internet, on your cloud, on your operating system, on your phone provider, and the list goes on. And your hardware, then you depend also on your supplier, and it's always rely in your black box information. You just pray what they say they made is actually the chip you buy. And also, you cannot actually pick and choose, because a lot of the chips that's commercially available are not necessarily designed for blockchain purposes. You are left with the decision of buying a chip that is not designed for your work, not designed for blockchain, because there are just very limited number of people that control the supply chain, very limited number of countries that actually have the capacity to make it. So this is a whole supply chain issue. You have the whole politics, geographical politics, local supply chain politics, all kinds of politics to prevent the entire hardware industry to be more open for us. So I went on and on to talk about all of that ended up giving us all these wallet solutions that are just not good enough. And I believe our wallets can do better. So our solutions, we want to provide a fully open source stack on our hardware wallet, all the way from silicon to the device. When you think about a hardware, there is that outer layer, and then there's a circuit board, and also on the firmware, there is that bootloaders and all sorts of layers on top of the silicons. And many people actually don't know too well on how many there they are. So when a lot of makers say they are open source, they open a lot of layers, but not all. In Crossbar, we choose to open all layers to make a wallet that you can verify, you can trust. And there's no side door, back door there. Okay. And that chip is already made. We designed that in-house with our proprietary ReRAM technology. Our company owns more than 200 of these resistor-based RAM technology, and we use that to design the most secure chip ever, precisely optimized for blockchain and crypto community. And we open source it. We have TSMC to make it with us in Taiwan. So from foundry to UI, we open it because we have the capacity to. If you verified it and find there's something wrong, we are confident that we can go back and fix it. It will take a long time, it will be expensive, but we're willing to do that. Open source is a choice, really. So that's our solution. We wanted to do it. And it's not actually just done by us alone. The decision to open source hardware requires a collective efforts from the community, from the researchers, from our builders, and supply chains. So everyone on this entire ecosystem will hold us accountable. People will hack on our chip, we know that, and people hack around each other chip and then find potential flaws. It can be a headache short term, but long term, it just makes the community a lot better, stronger, and make the product a lot safer. We believe that actually will bring us better long-term outcome. And also, like I said earlier, being open source is just a choice. In the end of the day, you still have to make a really good product. You can open source a Mickey Mouse chip and then say, yay, it's open source, yay. But that doesn't actually do much. It doesn't actually allow you to do a lot of sophisticated computation heavy function and features on the wallet. A lot of the off-the-shelf current hardware wallet on the market has that kind of problem because they buy the chip that is just not powerful enough, so they are limited to some features, but not us. The chip we design also not only is open, it is also the most powerful security processing unit has ever built. We call it Derek, that's our chip's name. And you can go on GitHub to look at the RTL that we publish it and the SDK. The QR code will be later in the last slides. But in this one, it's self-explanatory on the slides. It's insanely powerful. It has like 4 megabytes of non-volatile ReRAM in there. Just as a comparison, other wallet, which I will not name it, their RAM memory size is about 250 kilobytes. So ours is 4 megabytes. And it has 800 megahertz. This is also insane processing power. And not only that, this is also post-quantum proof. So ready for you to hack around it and then to build something that's super powerful on top of it. It has the processing power to support it. Also, it's a dual core and all inclusive in one chip. Other wallets have the secure elements and MCU separate. And then when you have 2 components, very key components to be separated, it just increases another points of hack there, another vulnerability attack point there. But for us, we include all of that in one chip. So that's why all the processing and all the compute happens on one chip. All the verification, biometrics, everything happen in one chip. And that is another layer of security measure we have in there. And this is the chip we have made. So that chip, we are, you can buy it. You can buy it from us. But also at the same time, Crossbar is, as a semiconductor chip company, we also want to use our chip to make a product to demonstrate how powerful it can be and how safe it can be, and to really push the entire hardware use case to be more secure and then to another level. So we decided to make a B2C product, which is a crypto hardware wallet. And it's already ready for mass production. I have one in my hand. It's a beautiful piece of hardware. We made the chip, and also, we designed the chip, had TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, made the chip. The hardware itself, the outside, this beautiful case, right, is made by Foxconn, also a Taiwanese company. And that's the company that makes your iPhone. We e-ink displays, beautiful, and clear signing. And this display is also big, so you cannot miss the detail. It's really huge. It's not just like tiny strip on top. It's big. Fingerprint authentication. And we have two different forms. This is a credit card size, and then another one is shaped as a USB key. So this is the hardware wallet we have. It has our Derrick chip inside. And precisely because the Derrick chip is super powerful, we actually have a multi-party computation functionality on this wallet. And this is the first hardware wallet that can actually have the computation power to do MPC. MPC is very computation heavy. Other hardware wallet can't do that because their chip just cannot handle that. So they are limited to only do a single key wallet that has those 24 C phrases. And for us, it's MPC on your hardware. Multi-party computation means that you separate or fragmentate your private key into multiple parts. And one part stores in your phone, and one part can store in the crypto wallet, hardware wallet you have in hand, like this device. And as a safety measure too, you can also have another part saved in the cloud if you want to. Most of the other software wallet has the MPC divided and saved in your phone and the cloud. And yes, that is better than just have all the private key in one place and do a single key wallet protected by C phrases. But still, they ended up having a cloud dependency. It can be expensive, it can be slow, it can be delayed. You just had to depend on, again, third party. In us, one of the private key is held in your hand, offline, only on you. This means you are now, at least on the private key management side, truly self-sovereign. We don't think that not having a piece of private key locally in your hand allows you to be self-sovereign, and we are able to do that. It's all because the chip is very powerful. So you need two pieces of private key to unlock the access to wallet. So you have your phone and this. Through Bluetooth, you can then get to your crypto wallet without incurring gas fee offline because it's done locally. So clear signing, like I said before. So all of these are the feature of our first Crossbar crypto wallet, which we are going to allow people to pre-order in a couple of months. It's already in the process of mass production. Woohoo! I'm very excited, but and then it's not going to kill your wallet. It's not going to be that expensive. We'll make this, on a similar price range as other wallets. So, and on top of that, it's so beautiful. Just, if you must buy a wallet, at least buy a pretty one. Also, this wallet, even though it's hardware, but we don't necessarily call it cold wallet. We call it like hot/cold wallet. It can be a cold wallet. It can be a hot wallet too, because you can take it out and use it all the time with you and not worrying about losing it or losing access to your crypto because it's done by MPC. And if you have another piece or somewhere, you can always recover that, even if you lose it. And if somebody steals your hardware wallet, they cannot hack it. That's how safe it is. Obscurity is not security. Other hardware wallet, you store your crypto on it, you put it in a safe at home, and you call it security. It is not. That's obscurity. Security is something that you use, it's in front of you, you still cannot open. This is security. Oh, yes, well, this is a very interesting slide because I wanted to make a point that a lot of these crypto hardware wallet on the market, they use the commercially available chip, and these chips are actually, on the same level as your toaster. And I don't think your crypto wallet should be on the same level of your toaster. So that's why having a powerful chip is important. So these are our products. You can buy a developer kit. If you are a hacker, you want to verify, you want to see what you can do with our chip, you can purchase that kit from us. If you are a hardware player, you want to build a wearable device or any other hardware device, you want to have a really powerful open source chip, you can work with us and buy the chip from us to develop your own project. Or if you are a hardware wallet maker and you think this wallet case with E-Ink display is beautiful, we can also work with you and supply it to you. Or you can buy our B2C product too. So we want to really provide that Layer 0 open source security hardware to everyone here that to support all of your Air 1 and beyond project. All right, so this is our team member. And I am probably the least technical person. And we have our CEO, Mark Davis, here, and Dr. Kerr. They are semiconductor hardware experts in this field for multiple decades, and have successful track records before, brought a few companies, exit, and then we're early player in designing and making semiconductor chip. So we're proud to say that we know what we are doing, and we have more than 30 PhD in-house. It takes a huge team and many, many, many years of hard work and many, many millions of money to develop. I don't want you to do that because it will take you a lot of time, a lot of money. We already done it. You can just work with us. Let us do the hard work because we already did it. Do your cool project on top. All right, so thank you. If you see the QR code, one, you can scan that to our company website, but the other one is to our GitHub repository about our Derek chip. All right, thank you. Okay, well, I forgot to mention one thing. Like on our wallet, we have this, I say it's a secure, most secure wallet. Not only it's open source, it's a choice. On the RAN, like I said, it's a resistor-based RAN. We have more than 200 patents on it. Other legendary RAN is based on capacitors. So you always will have electric current and electric field. So you can hack around it using magnetic field and voltage glitch and other parts. For us, because it's register-based, you can't. And it's very, very durable, 150 years stable to store your keys and other information on it. And also, this chip is enclosed in a metal shield. Inside, we have implemented numerous, various different physical countermeasures. If somebody wants to physically open the chip using magnetic field to hack it, or using laser faults, or visible lights, or using acid, try to break into the shell, this unstable buffer and all that instead, the chip will detect that it's being attacked, and it will trigger suicide mode. So it will ensure self-destruct. So this is like sci-fi level of security. And yes, that's just what I want to say. We really push all the way to the top security for these purposes. Okay?
There's a question.
Yes.
Oh. He asked, how much does it cost?
Good question. So we have two phones. One is this one in my hands. The working price right now is $250. And then we have a smaller one, shaped like a USB key, also use the same chip and also same e-ink display, also has fingerprint, but that smaller one doesn't have a battery. So when you use that smaller one, you need to have a cable, which we will supply to connect to your phone to borrow the electricity from your phone. That one is going to be less than $100. So this is our starting price. I hope it doesn't break your bank.
One more question.
Yes.
Oh, how much is the chip?
Well, it depends on how many you want to order. So it's not cheap, I have to say. Other chip, like the chip in your toaster, is just a few cents each, right? Ours is a few dollars, definitely less than 10. So still, if you want to build a premium product, you should splurge on that. But definitely, if you order, a million chip, we can definitely cut you a deal.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.